everyone, and thank you for joining Collaborative Divorce Vancouver's channel, where everything is collaborative. Here we interview experienced professionals like lawyers, financials, and mental health professionals to give you an insight into how collaborative divorce works. Today joining us is Alyson Jones, a mental health professional, and she works at Alyson Jones and Associates. Thank you for being with us today, Alyson. How are you?
Great, and nice to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to show up for this interview.
No worries at all. So my first question to you is, why do you practice collaborative law?
Well, I'm a strong believer in looking at how we can do divorce better. And I've been working as a mental health professional for a long time, and way back when I first started working in this, and so many of my clients were going through divorces, and I wanted to find effective ways to help them that wouldn't devastate the financial and emotional resources of a family. And so when collaborative law first got developed, I was just thrilled because I was like, okay, here's a better way of doing this. Here's a way that takes everybody's experience into consideration and is trying to help this family move forward in a way that isn't going to have such devastating fallout that we've seen. And I always say to people, I've never seen litigation be good for the children. I've never seen a trial be good for the children. I've just never seen that, right? But when you can help parents move through the process in a way that has some grace and dignity to it, then that can channel down to the kids in a way that helps them build resiliency.
Yeah, that is very true. And then, so what would your role in the collaborative process be as a mental health professional?
I've been in a couple of different roles. I've been both as a parent coach, right, so working with a parent through the process. I've also been a child specialist in the process, where I'm that person working with the child and then coming back to the team and sharing with the team what the child is experiencing and what they're feeling. And being that buffer, to me, is very important for the children. And this was one of the things about the collaborative process that really appealed to me, was it was the only process I could find or see that actually had true advocacy for the children in it. Right? There was somebody kind of speaking for what was going on for the children. And so, and it was built into the process. So that's where it was very exciting. But also, I really also like working with the parents too, just to help them raise their awareness around the impact on the children and help them develop coping skills that will, hopefully propel them forward in a more healing and positive direction.
Yeah, that's very true. And then, so what would one of your favorite stories of an outcome from a separation be that was done collaboratively?
Well, that's actually that's a good question. Is that, and I still remember it was one of my first, well, not first, but it was when I was still fresh, let's put it that way, working as a collaborative professional. And I was working with this family and I was the child specialist, but I was also had the opportunity to meet with the parents and give them feedback, etc. And that family, it was bumpy. Without a doubt, it was bumpy. And there was a lot of hurt feelings in that family. But in this contained process where everybody was respected, they did move through it. And what was so exciting for me was I formed a really good connection with the two children in that case. And they stayed in touch with me. And for the daughter, who had been the youngest, she had to do this big kind of like a big paper for her grade 12 year. And she did it all about divorce and the collaborative process that her family went through and presented it to her school and asked me if I would come to see her presentation.
Wow.
And she's grown to be the most lovely young person who, yes, she grieved when her parents separated, and she grieved deeply, and it was difficult. but she has this story of, bouncing back from that and being enriched too. And there I am in a school auditorium with both of her parents, us all listening to her tell her story. So if that's not a testament, for how this process can much better take care of the people within it, then I don't know what is. Because to me, that was an absolutely like top moment. And even in my career where I felt like, okay, I'd done something really well here that had helped this family.
Yeah, definitely. That's an amazing story.
Hmm.
And so, with that, what advice would you give a best friend or a family member before they embark on separation?
Well, I do. I mean, I've had that opportunity. you know, I'm not a youngin. So, I mean, I've had family friends go through this process, right? And I mean, I think the thing that I've really tried to be is both supportive, but also a bit firm in the sense of, hey, like, don't mess your kids up here. Don't mess this up. And I keep going back to the words grace and dignity. Like, you're going to teach your children a lot about conflict resolution in how you manage this situation right now in front of you. And I happen to know a whole lot of people and a whole lot of processes that can help you do that because there is a way to do this better. Yes, we have to grieve and we have to make space for grieving because if we don't make space for grieving, it comes back and catches us later. But we also have to build foundations and a container so that, you know, things aren't flying around and taking people out, right? Like we've got to be able to channel some of that too. So, yeah, and I think I've been able to get, like, I have to say, my friends and family that have gone through divorces and separation, because I kind of have been a little bit in their face about doing it better, uh, overall have done pretty good.
That's great, Alyson. Thank you. And is there anything else you would like to tell us about your experience?
Well, it's just, I mean, I guess it's just, I think we just need to keep examining. Like, I think the collaborative process is fabulous. But like any process, we just need to keep looking within it and looking for what we can improve and how we can best serve the people that are accessing us, our services. So, I always say we have to meet the family where it's at, you
Mhm.
know, like we can't just expect them to be where we are at,
Yeah.
right? Like, we understand the impact of conflict and how when it's not managed can be quite destructive, but that doesn't mean that the people we're serving are there. So sometimes, wherever they're at, we have to come in with that message that there is ways to do this better. There is ways for us to keep our eyes on the kids. And also that, no matter where you are in the process, you can turn a corner and do this better. And one of the things I say to parents is that, there's so many things in life that we cannot control. So many things. If our child has a illness that's very serious, right? I mean, so many parents have had to struggle with those hard feelings. But when it comes to a divorce, those parents they do have control to some degree. I mean, nobody ever controls anything completely, but I mean, in the sense that they can set a better path, right? So um, I try to encourage them, hey, you really can um, lower the chances of any negative outcomes for your children by how you handle things now.
I agree completely. And thank you so much, Alyson, for being with us. And if you would like to learn more about Alyson, just visit our website link down below. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.